Black Eye Perspective.
Measles cases in 2024. As of March 7th, 2024, a total of 45 measles cases were reported by 17 jurisdictions: Arizona, California, Florida, Georgia, Illinois, Indiana, Louisiana, Maryland, Michigan, Minnesota, Missouri, New Jersey, New York City, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Virginia, and Washington. There have been a number of cases that were reported at the closing of 2023. There were 58 measles cases reported by 20 jurisdictions. All of the ones that we've just read, however, you can add the District of Columbia, Colorado, Hawaii, Idaho to that list, as well as Kentucky. There is also some cases that were listed at that time in Oregon, Texas, and Utah, as well as Virginia and Wisconsin. Now, the links down below will also show you that there were 20 in 2022, there was 121 cases that were reported for that entire year. Here is a story that is coming out of Sacramento that's going to tell us about 300 people who were exposed to measles at this time. So I want you guys to take a quick look at this and let me know what you think about it, because that's a lot of people to be exposed. Here you go.
Sacramento County public health officials tell me that about 300 people are being monitored for the measles after being exposed back on March 5th. This all started when a child was traveling out of the country and showed signs of the measles, visited St. Joaquin County, an urgent care clinic, diagnosed with the measles, and then went to UC Davis Medical Center, where they supposedly exposed about 300 people to the virus.
It is under control, and the people that we have identified, we're monitoring closely.
Fox 40 was first notified after El Dorado County Public Health sent an urgent alert about the exposures. Later, UC Davis Health responded saying, quote, "There is no need for a public alert, and there are no additional potential exposures at UC Davis Medical Center beyond these people who have been identified and contacted."
Being in coordination and correspondence with UC Davis is important because they were sending out their messages to the patients. And so we needed to make sure that we were on the same page as far as the message that we were getting out.
Cassirier tells Fox 40 most are vaccinated against the measles as children, but those who aren't protected need to watch for signs of infection. Runny nose and fever turns into a facial rash days later. That moves down the body. She says it's sometimes painful. In severe rare cases, may lead to pneumonia,
which can be fatal. So it's really important, especially for people with compromised immune systems, to be protected.
Dr. Cassirier, they're telling me that you are most contagious in that window right before the rash arrives and right afterwards. It's about an 8-day window. So she says when you first notice those initial symptoms, those flu-like symptoms, is when you should pick up the.
Now, there's also some cases that were notified, people were notified out in Cook County, and we're going to read through that. It is Cook County, and they said that the health area there warns, the Cook County Health Department warns of possible measles exposures at least 3 locations. This story was dated March 11th, 2024. The Cook County Health is notifying people who visited 2 medical centers and a building recently about possible exposure to measles. 2 exposures are related to 2 cases already reported by the Chicago Department of Public Health. On February 27th, a person who later tested positive for measles visited Stroger Hospital Emergency Department and was admitted under proper isolation and airborne precautions. Anyone who was at the hospital emergency department between noon and 11:58 p.m. should contact the Chicago Department of Public Health. And there's the phone number, the 312-743-7216 is the telephone number. So if you were in that area and you were exposed, they're urging you to call. On March 7th, a person who later tested positive for measles visited Cook County Health Arlington Heights Health Center and Cook County's Health Professional Building. And anyone who was at that location, they're asking you to let them know if you were there between 12 noon and 2 p.m. that you should call the Cook County Department of Health at 708 836 8600. You know, folks, there's a lot of people coming from out of the country into a lot of those different areas. And I know that the first story that we just saw from the individual who was saying that people had, a person had left, I think they were traveling out of state, out of the country. However, the story that I originally read surrounding the Sacramento and the 300 people who were exposed, that original story said that the individual had traveled from out of the country into the country. So that means that there are a few discrepancies there. With that in mind, use caution. Okay. All right. Thank you so very much and have a great day, everybody.
Lack of perspective.